Focus, focus, focus. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Snapzilla Gorilla, aka The Definition, hitting y'all with another video. Now, this one is very key. This is a very key issue right here that we're facing right now. When you're talking about social distancing and those that enforce it. And not just that, but those that back the police no matter what. This is really, I would love to hear the Officer Tatum's take on this one, okay? Because, you know, in one breath, he's telling people to obey and comply with the police no matter what, right? But then in the next breath, he's telling us that we should resist tyranny from the government by violating basically social distancing orders that are handed down by the government. And then my whole thing is this. You say that, but who's out there enforcing the social distancing orders? Who's out there making sure people comply with social distancing orders? The police. So are you telling us to not comply with the police? What's going on here? You see, freedom is freedom. Freedom is uncompromising. Freedom is all-encompassing. You can't pick and choose when freedom applies. Either it applies or it doesn't. You know what I choose? I choose that freedom applies no matter what. Now, what I'm about to show you right here is a perfect example of how the Officer Tatum and people like him, right? The OTLs, they call them, the obey the law cats, are full of crap when they tell us that they want freedom for us, that they want us to open up, they want us to have civil disobedience, they want us to go against what these governors and mayors are telling us about social distancing and all those orders and all that other stuff, right? Telling us that the government is tyrannical. Let me tell y'all something. He's full of crap. And I'm about to bear that out right now, okay? I want to see what he's going to say about this. I want to see what he's going to say about it, but I'm going to play it for you guys right now.
Chaos unfolds when an NYPD officer approaches a crowd while clicking his taser. As seen in this cell phone video, a Saturday evening enforcement of crowd control at Avenue D and East 9th Street escalates into apparent aggression.
See that?
According to police, several people were...
You see that? What gives him the right to do what he just did to that man that's on the ground? What gives him that right to violate that individual like that? Now, the dude that he's smacking around is somebody who's confronting the cops about harassing people that are doing nothing wrong. They're not doing anything. They're minding their own business. And so this cop decided that because the dude was walking toward them, that he was just going to take out his aggression on him and start hitting on him and shit. Man, it's some punk stuff. It's punk shit. Point blank and period. And if you think that's okay, you a punk too. Point blank and period. Prove me wrong.
Social distancing. Police say they also saw a bag of alleged marijuana. While attempting to make an arrest, police say some people resisted and
Here we go with the drugs again. Here we go with the marijuana. What are they doing harmful? What's the harm in having marijuana? Marijuana is illegal in New York, but so what? The fact that it's illegal is illegal. Who the hell gets to tell you that you can't partake in any substance that you're using for yourself? Huh? So this is what we got. We got cops harassing people over a plant, and then you got cops smacking on people because they're asking the cops, they're holding them accountable on the street. You know what I'm saying? And this is the problem we're facing. This dude should not have been out there by himself getting smacked by the police. Everyone that was around him should have stood up and helped protect that dude. Man, let's keep going with it. Because you're about to hear another cop's take on this situation that is a little bit more objective and a little bit more intelligent and it has a little more common sense than somebody like Brandon Tatum or even ABL will get you. Because ABL justified that 14-year-old kid getting smacked on and punched in the chest by that cop. The one that I talked about the other day. So people like them need to address this, and they need to be held accountable too for telling people that it's okay for the cops to do whatever they want because they're cops, because they have qualified immunity, and you should just comply, or you should just do what you're told. Tell that to Daniel Shaver and Philando Castile, who complied and ended up getting murdered anyway. Man, miss me with that BS, man.
Including the man you see being punched, pinned down, and eventually handcuffed. Police say he and 2 other people are under arrest. There's no way that should have happened to that dude with all those people there that have a problem with what the police are doing. There's no way that he should have been alone in that. It's time that we start taking our lives back and taking our freedoms back and taking our liberties back. It's time that we start standing up to people that think they are better than us because they've been given a badge and a gun and a vest. We need to start standing up to these mayors and governors and tell them, nah, you ain't running shit. You work for us, right? They're supposed to work for us, but yet they push us around and tell us what to do. And they create laws, so-called laws, that we have to obey, even though we're the ones that put them in the place that they're in. If anything, this right here exposes the nonsense of government, the nonsense of democracy, the nonsense of representative government, representative democracy, representative constitution, whatever you want to call it. It's a complete and utter nonsense, and we need to tear it down to the roots. Law enforcement officer and Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams blames the officers for wrongfully enforcing social distancing.
This is clearly in violation of all police procedures. This individual is not even resisting in any way. This officer was part of the original arrest. Instead of handling the original arrest, he allowed himself to get involved with another encounter and then continue to exchange with the public.
City Councilwoman Carlina Rivera, who represents...
I agree with half of what he said. Okay? He's saying that they shouldn't have taken it that far. First of all, those people should never have been approached in the first place. The police should not be enforcing these arbitrary social distancing laws. Because what are they doing when they enforce the shit? They are violating social distancing. Just like that kid in Sacramento. The cop violated social distancing orders by harassing and haranguing that young kid. They're a bunch of hypocrites, man. We don't need the police. We need to police ourselves. We need to police our own communities. We need to protect our own communities with our own firearms and our own organizations. We do not need them. If anything, we should be hiring private police forces that have, with competition. With competition, you get better service. People tend to care a little bit more about how they interact with their customers if there's competition. Let's keep going.
Tweets she has reached out to the NYPD regarding an investigation into excessive force. Adams is calling on officers to be consistent in handling nonviolent matters like social distance regulations.
Let's inform our officers that a light touch with a high level of communication is what is needed for us to get through this deployment. Now
look here. Okay, this is what we really need. What we really need is to abolish the government. We need to abolish the police departments. We need to tear them down. We need to take all the resources being poured into these organizations using our money. We pay for this stuff through taxes. We pay for everything that they have, everything the government does. All the employees, from the cops to the FBI agents, to the clerical workers in the city hall. They are paid by us. Let's tear all that down, get our resources back, get our money back, and do what we want to do with our own hard-earned money, our own time and laboring energies. Let's stop wasting it
on government functionaries and bureaucracies that do nothing but tear people down and try to control you. What are we doing here? Why would we want that? So anyway, the Officer Tatum, you know, I want to know your take on this. I know, yeah, I'm small fry. You're probably not even going to see my video ever in your life until later on. But listen, if anybody knows Officer Tatum or has some, share this video with him. I want to know what he has to say about this. So, and what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with this other cop on here that you know, police officers should be taught better communication and lighter touches and all that other stuff, or should we just completely do away with the government and police departments altogether and take care of our own business and protect and patrol and police our own communities? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know if y'all think it's possible. I think it is very possible. I think it's very possible to live in a voluntary system where people are minding their own business, you know, building bridges and roads. We can do that. We can do that without the government. We can rebuild infrastructure. We can get things cracking without the government. The government did not grant me the ability and the mechanical reasoning skills to be an electrician. I learned that shit on my own, man. I didn't need the government for that. So I can build a generator. I can get a generator going. I can power a city. You know what I mean? I can wire a house. I can get that working. I can install solar panels. I can do underground. I can do all this other stuff. I can terminate transformers. I can terminate panels, and I could do all this stuff. Motor control, a little bit of instrumentation. Without the government. The government did not grant me that ability. Anyway, hit up Brandon Tatum. I'm going at his neck because he comes off as a freedom lover, but at the end of the day, he's a statist who licks the balls of the police department. All right, the police can do no wrong. They're the greatest heroes in this country, right? As was borne out in this video, right? Yeah, that guy was a hero, smacking a guy around for trying to stand up to him. Miss me with that BS, man. Y'all let me know, and I'll holler at y'all later. Got me hot up in this.